Hi there, I'm Connal Finlay, the owner and director of the Cellar store in New Zealand, and welcome to today's episode of the Cellar TV. So today we're going to be doing a little bit of a video tasting note of one of our current favourite white wines that we've got in at the moment. And today we're going to be drinking this perfect little Muscadet, which is an essential summer white wine and should be one of your go-tos in summer. Whether it's coming up or whether you're already enjoying summer around the world, you should be reaching for a bottle of Muscadet, or at least a glass of it in your local restaurant. And so the one in particular that we're going to be trying today, here's a little close-up shot for all of you at home. It's the Domaine Vinconniere, and of course see down below for a few more details and of course the URL to our website, so then you can buy yourself a little bottle or two. And Muscadet, you'll also notice, I'd like to point out on the bottle, is called Muscadet Sur Lie, or Sur Lie is a little term that's on the label there. Now what does this refer to? Basically it means that the wine has had extended time, or at least a period of time, in contact with lees. What are lees? They're the dead yeast cells, or the yeast cells that have sort of been used in fermentation, and once the fermentation process has gone through and it's fermented all the way through and we've got alcohol as a byproduct, then the yeast cells, well, they're sort of not needed anymore. They've all been used up, or their energy's disappeared. But what's interesting is as yeast, they sort of decompose, or they settle down at the bottom of the tank there, and they sort of decomposing, and all that does is that actually allows for more flavour to sort of impart into the wine. And so that is what makes this particular Muscadet and other Muscadets that have Sur Lie on the label there, makes these a little bit more complex, a little bit more interesting, a little bit more flavourful than your average Muscadet, also from the same region. So Muscadet, where is it from? Well, Muscadet is actually from up in the north of France in the Loire Valley, right in the Pays Nantes region. And then you move along, you move into Anjou, and then you move further along still, and then you end up in Sancerre and Puy-Fermé. And so this is right on the coastline, which is quite ironic really, because it's often said that Muscadet is the perfect white wine to match with fish or another sort of seafood and shellfish and things like this as well. And so what makes Muscadet this perfect little white wine to match with fish and other such things in summer? Well, it's because of its crispness, its refreshingness, and it's that beautiful high acidity. Anyway, let's give this a little sniff, eh? So already we're seeing these lovely limey and lemony notes. They're sort of that really citrus zestiness, which I'm absolutely loving. It's just bringing it out. Bringing it right out into a real summer party. There's a slight sort of, how do you, I always describe it as mineral or minerality in a wine, but sort of, almost sort of like crushed stones or crushed seashells. It definitely has that sort of white fruit aroma in there as well. These beautiful sort of white peach, this fleshy white peach sort of flavour, as well as, of course, green apple and a little bit of green melon. But definitely quite complex Muscadet. Anyway, let's give it a taste. So immediately, one of the things that you're always going to notice with a nice Muscadet is that just that acidity running down your palate there, and really just livens it all up and really gets you going. I have to say, actually, if you're struggling to wake up in the morning, it's probably best to have a quick little sip or two of a Muscadet than a cup of coffee, just because that acidity is just going to wake you right up. Definitely got a lot of zinginess here, and there's those same sort of flavors coming through, so you're getting those lovely sort of green apple, that green melon, and also a bit of those sort of white fruit and those white peach sort of flavors coming through. But right onto the end there, you're starting to get this slight nuttiness, and that nuttiness again is coming from the Sur Lie action there, which is quite nice. Absolutely lovely. I'm going to have to go back for another one. But make sure you follow the link down below and subscribe, like, comment away. Tell us if you've tried this particular one, Muscadet, if you've got a favourite Muscadet, or if you've got any other alternatives that you also prefer for summer white wine drinking, because we absolutely loving this. And yeah, go home, grab a glass and enjoy.